Hi everybody. Welcome to Yada's In Zoom series. Today we are having a very beautiful long awaited meetup with our beautiful artists from the Bay Area. A grand collaboration that has been initiated by Shaila Ganeshan of Arizona, and she gave the exposure to all these San Jose artists through some of the collaboration she started couple of years back. And it is a great pleasure to have this very recent collaboration that they have done in this COVID pandemic during the Navaratri season. The San Jose and Phoenix collaboration through the Ashta Shaktis. We have Srimati Aishwarya Venkat and her team of this beautiful artist, Srimati Akhila Rao, Srimati Vaishali Ramachandran, Srimati Sudha Krishnan, and Srimati Kasiyet from the Bay Area, and from our own valley's beautiful artists and teachers, Srimati Shaila Ganeshan, Srimati Rajita Bharathan, and Srimati Gauri Bobe Sardesai. So we welcome all the beautiful artists on this Yada platform. And they have done this in such a wonderful collaboration with a beautiful collaborative spirit indeed, embracing all the youth artists for giving the music for their wonderful collaboration of the Sri Rajarajeshwari Ashtakam. I welcome on behalf of all the artists a very wonderful evening today, and I also thank all the viewers for being here and sharing this beautiful experience that we are all going to have. I just wanted to have a quick introduction of all the artists. As I was mentioning, Srimati Aishwarya Venkat, who's a teacher and a performer trained in Bharatanatyam by Kalaimamani, Tanjavur Rajalakshmi in India. And she has been involved in several of Bay Area dance fundraisers and festivals. And also she continues to keep the flame of learning through various workshops and believes in always being a student first. She also conducts weekly classes at the Abhinaya Dance Company since 2016. Hearty welcome, Aishwarya.
Thank you for having us, Ramya.
Most welcome. And you're looking very pretty as well. I have seen you in the collaboration, the beautiful dance production you had done. So I wanted to start off with you, if you don't mind. Everybody said that you are the person behind this entire idea and the concept to getting it to the concrete way where it stands today. So I just wanted to understand that how did this concept come to you, and if you can just explain the journey from the beginning to all the way as a finished product.
Absolutely. As you mentioned before, I have known Shaila through one of the collaborations that she had connected us in Life of Pi when we came to Phoenix in 2019. And that's how I also met Rajita and Gauri, who were equally, the support staff that, who were helping us at the backstage and who have been wonderful dancers themselves. So our connection started there. The Bay Area folks, we have been in touch through our multiple shows over here. And so the Bay Area community has always been a very involved community. Akhila Rao over here, is a very forerunner in being present in so many of the Bay Area shows and also collaborating with wonderful youngsters and artists. Vaishali Ramachandran over here is also one of a very upcoming artist who has been involved with a lot of shows. So, and Khasiyat has been a new entrant to Bay Area. And Sudha Krishnan has also been a veteran in the Bay Area who has worked with multiple people and who has also been having her own dance school over here. I know you're going to read their bios a little shortly, but I just wanted to say that the reason this came up was when we connected in 2019, there was a spark. The pandemic really took a toll on a lot of us. And I think we've been seeking ways to feel connected through dance, through art. So even though the collaborations were not happening in person, there has been a need to be out there and see what we can do for ourselves. And with the YouTube media that has been picking up, I really wanted to bring forward, just not for myself, but to bring this concept of collaboration through the media. That was one of the primary reasons why I initiated this. And I when I was talking about this to Shaila and Akhila, who are like the primary forces who kind of came together, they were like, this sounds really awesome, like I really like, let's just get on board and do it. How can we like collaborate? So that the spark was ideally like just to bring everybody together. How could we like do something just to get out of this spirit of not feeling very good with dance, just put ourselves out there, but at the same time do something meaningful. And when talking about what we could do, we wanted to keep the burden light. Like it is not possible to do a lot when each of us are separate, not able to coordinate on timings, even with the Bay Area folks. Like even though we're all here, it is very hard to coordinate on days and times to connect and practice. And with so many things going on in our life, schools have started back, and we wanted to
Yes.
keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing. Like, we're all working moms and passionate artists. How can we still be at it while keeping it simple? So we said, okay, let's start with a shlokam. A shlokam, shlokas kind of like enable us to do things by ourselves, and we could just put recordings out there, and it is easy to collaborate and do that, because this is going to be a first of a kind where we're getting 8 people from across the board. Then we said, okay, in the shloka, which shloka like will really fit the occasion, Navratri occasion. And then Rajrajeshwari Ashtakam was a unanimous vote on that.
Okay.
Once the Rajeshwari Ashtakam came by, then the dancers, like then I had in mind, of course I knew only 3 people from Arizona, which
Yeah.
was Radhika, Gauri and Shaila, of course. And then so Shaila said that she would reach out to more Phoenix dancers if needed, and we did reach out to a couple of them, but we couldn't get their availability. So then when we came back to Bay Area, we said, okay, we can fill it up. Bay Area has a lot of dancers, and I knew we could do that through Bay Area, but I didn't want to project more of Bay Area at that point of time. So Vaishali and all these 5 people from the Bay Area, the other 4 people have been they've been my rock in the past 2 years. They have like we've had our lows and highs together, and they have been my sounding board no matter like how the day goes. And that's why this was very meaningful for me to do something with them. And that's how the 8 of us kind of joined. But I think the key to this was also, while we had music that was already existing, we wanted to create an original music. We wanted to see if we could do this to an original score. And it was by a spark that we said, what, we should use youth. Like, there are so many children out there who are such fantastic musicians who are coming up in their own right, and why don't we reach out to them? And gratefully, we had our own maestro, Ravindra Bharti sirs, both children who have been singing and pursuing Mridangam in the art community themselves. So when we reached out to Ravi Anna, he was the one who said, yes, we are very happy. We would love for them to collaborate with you guys. So that was just a added momentum that came through this. And subsequently, when we had vocal and we had a Mridangam, we added Skanda, who is Akhila Rao's nephew, who is in New Jersey, to it, because we wanted a percussionist, and we were not able to find somebody who would be who would be able to match it up in a short time. So Skanda, he has, to his credit, 1 day's worth of like completing the flute element for this particular music score, and it came out just so beautifully together that I think we ourselves didn't expect it to come like that. When we were practicing, or when we were like dividing it within ourselves, there was no music, no background, nothing. It all came together only in the editing piece. So even our RRA, even the team who were part of this do not have a full-blown version of how the music looked like until they saw the final video. So yeah, it has just been a beautiful journey of everybody pitching in and coming at the right time. That's all I have to say, Ramya.
Oh, thank you so much.
Happened so seamlessly.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I think, you beautifully explained the journey, the thought process, how the team came together, and also, how you selected a very simple topic with more convenience for everybody. And then finally, the icing on the cake is how you picked all the youth artists to make this as a real an embellishment. Actually, and that is one of the main reason when Rajita approached me, and first from long time I've been wanting to do this collaboration as a showcase, because it is a example to show to the next generation or youth artist what we can do. So I was very happy, but then I was also like a surprise that the youth artists were part of the music rendering, which I probably had I skipped it in the beginning. So thank you so much, Rajita, for bringing this kind of a collaboration, and I really appreciate Rajita that, because she never. Leaves people unconnected. She finds means to go out of way to connect people, to bring the right exposure. So thanks for doing that, Rajita. So with this said, yes, Rajita, please.
Thank you, Ramya. First of all, thanks for bringing us together, and we always wanted to watch the video together. It never happened, and this is the best way, I think. And thank you so much for giving us this opportunity.
Most welcome. So with this being said, I just want to pause a little bit and bring the actual production for our viewers. So I'll be sharing that production. I hope there is the lag is not there. So let's see.
शाम्भवी चन्द्रमौली रपला पर्णउमा पार्वती काली हैमवती शिवत्री नयनी कात्यायनी भैरवी सावित्री नवयौवना शुभकरी साम्राज्य आगमादिविमुक्ता आर्या महादेवता या ब्रह्मादिपिपीलिकान्तजननी या वै जगन्मोहिनी या पञ्चप्रणवादिदेवजननी या चित्कलामालिनी चिद्रूपी परदेवता भगवती श्रीराजराजेश्वरी अम्बापालितभक्तराजतनिशं अम्बाष्टकं या पडे अम्बालोककटाक्षवीक्षललितं शैश्वर्यमव्याहतम् अम्बापावनमन्त्रराज पठनतल्ते च मोक्षप्रदा चिद्रूपी परदेवता भगवती श्रीराजराजेश्वरी सा स नि रि स नि प म प नि प म ग ग म नि स स नि रि स ग नि स रि स नि प द नि प ग म द नि रि स नि प म ग म द नि स स नि रि स नि प म प नि प म ग ग म रि स स नि रि स ग नि स रि स नि प द नि प ग म द नि रि स नि प म ग म द नि स रि प ग ग म रि स नि रि स द द नि प म नि प ग ग म रि स my pizza ni pa ma ga ma da ni ri chitru mi paradevata bhagavati Shri Rajarajeshwari Shri Rajarajeshwari Shri
Wow. What a beautiful collaboration that was. A lot of small details, including the backdrop and, how you kind of, got the Arizona dancers and the Bay Area dancers in a very, it looks very seamless. And video editing seems to be a big thing here, right? I don't know who is the main brain behind that. I think that deserves a separate in-Zoom session by itself. I think we should.
I think these are the tricks of the trade that we have to learn now. And I'm just
Exactly.
grateful that I have a lot of critical eyes over here in this team who have been helping me with that. It's not all by myself, I should say. I'm only just the worker bee, but I've had a lot of input from Vaishali and Kasiat, who have always who have been, you're looking at it microscopically and saying, this transition is not working here, and move it. So it's a completely, that is also a very collaborative effort, I have to say that.
I'm going to just because you brought up the part of Vaishali's contribution here. Hi Vaishali, welcome. And yeah, it just came out so beautifully. And could
Thank you
you
so
share
much.
your experience, from being the critic or giving the ideas? What were some of the challenges in getting the video synchronization coming along?
I think it is Aishwarya is being very generous when she involves all of us. She's the brain, and she has put in a lot of effort in pulling us all together and making this what it is. If it is as beautiful as what it is today, it's because of Aishwarya, definitely. Critically looking at it was, when the work is done, it's, you look at it and say, I think in 3 minutes 12 seconds, this 2 seconds is not working. Can you take a look at it? And but putting that 8-minute piece together
Is
is Aishwarya.
something
So
different. Yeah.
definitely Aishwarya. It was when she first asked me, and she said it very casually. She said, "We are thinking of something. You think you'll be interested?" I said, "Yeah, definitely." Because doing a collab, I think as dancers, what happened in the pandemic was when we were missing working with each other in a space, the energy that you get with from each other. Like when I have Aishwarya dancing next to me, there's a certain energy I derive from her. So we were all missing that. So when Aishwarya brought this project up, it almost felt like a chance to be with everyone, so work with everyone. And that the idea of a collaboration was really interesting at that time. So I said, whatever it is, I didn't ask her what it was. I said, whatever you're doing, count me in. I don't know what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, count me in. So that's how it started. And primarily because we were, at least for myself, I was looking for avenues to, share my energy of wanting the love for art with other fellow members in the industry. So thank you, Aishwarya, for having me in this. And thank you, Ramya, for, making this come together where we can all enjoy watching it together today. Thank you.
Yes, yes, definitely. Thanks for that beautiful insight, Vaishali. And Vaishali herself is a performer, teacher, and Nattuangam artist. And she also teaches many interested students in her dance school in Fremont, California. She teaches the Nattuangam. And, cannot be more proud to have you on the Yada platform, Vaishali.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Rajita, I just wanted to ask you, how was your collaboration experience overall? Or if you want to share something that's specific for you, because she has been she's in the medical field, she has 3 kids, and she might have some added challenges than anybody else. So
Ramya, first of all, I need to say, who else can I take inspiration other than you? You yourself, a mother of 3 kids, full time, you work full time, and then you organize all these things. You bring all the artists together. So I'm nothing. But thank you so much for bringing us together. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. I've known Aishu, and through the Life of Pi production, and thanks to Shaila, she let me be a volunteer. That was very kind of her, and that's how I got connected to Aishwarya. Myself and Gauri were part of that production, helping backstage. And I also know Gauri because we both together brought that. We're part of bringing Ramaka in Vivartana production, so I know her. And just I've only been here for the last 5 years in Arizona, so I connected with all these people, and thanks to Shaila, I got in touch with Aishu, and we were in touch. 2020, everything was social media, right? So and when things are going so bad outside, the only ray of hope was art for me. The only thing that would keep me sane, going to work, working with COVID patients, art was the only thing.
yeah,
And
I
and
totally understand that, because you used to drive so long to come for class, so it really, means
yeah.
something. Yes.
So for Bay Area people who don't know, when I moved to Arizona with a few months, barely 2 months old baby, Ramya was the first person who taught me, and she brought me back into dance. And ever indebted to you, Ramya, for teaching me, going back, because we all are moms. We know how it is when you have an infant at home and you want to get back into art, right?
Yeah,
So
I
thanks
wouldn't
for
have
that.
dared like Rajita having a 2-month-old baby. I started coming back to dance after my kids were 4, 5 years. So yeah, something very commendable, Rajita. So I really, appreciate that Rajita keeps looking for the connection, going out of way to make that. So, and it came out really beautiful.
Thank you, Ramya.
Thank you.
So I connected with Aishu through Shaila, and during the pandemic, no matter how much you dance on your own, you're practicing, all that helps to keep your mood going and to look forward. But collaborating and like Vaishali said, getting that energy from others is so important to keep you going. A group production has its own charm, like you talk. And even though this was a very short period, when Aishu messaged me on Instagram and she said, Rajita, are you interested in a collab? I said, thank you, Aishu. I want to do it. At the end of the day, you want to dance. You want to dance. You want to meet other dancers. Get like, you feed off their energy, their positivity, and
Yeah.
all
So
that.
let me ask you a question. So did you guys, the Arizona people, did you guys meet in one place, and the California no artists met at one place and did, or the because
That
the
was the plan. That was the plan,
okay.
Ramya. So myself, Shaila, and Gauri were to meet together and do it. And all the 5 Bay Area, they met together. But unfortunately, what happened was I moved into a new job, and the timings were I was working from morning 5:30 a.m. until 6, 5:30, 4:30, 5:30 in the evening. And I completely lost the time difference. So it was all on East Coast, and I completely forgot about it. I said yes to this. I didn't want to back out. And at the same time, my kids they all went back to school. So obviously they're going to get cold and everything. So you know how it is. Every time you get a cold, you go get them self-tested, right? So I was going through that stress, work stress. So I couldn't meet up with Shaila, who graciously invited me to come. She was willing to record any part of the time. I just couldn't make time. So I said, why not I just dance in my own space? And then Aishu was very, very sweet. She was like, do whatever you can.
Yeah,
Just send the video.
So
and it came out really beautiful, because that's why I wanted to, specifically ask that question. And what this pandemic taught is, you don't need a stage to dance. Every home is a temple, so every home is a performing space for
exactly.
an
And
artist.
also, Ramya, just to add to that, I just wanted to say that the intention of this collaboration was not to put pressure on anybody. So that was one of the biggest, that I kept telling Rajita also, and because I understand it as much, how hard it is to segregate time and do things, and the intention of this collaboration was not to put pressure on any of the dancers to feel, choked on it. So whatever was possible, it's just that we were crunching on time, and I just needed it by a certain date. However it was, whether they had a color right or not a color right on the sari, it really didn't matter, as long as they could just give me a footage or whatever they could do, and then we could compile it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you started with all the right intentions. It cannot go wrong, So, so I wanted to bring in Shaila, who is our Arizona's role model for all the collaborations. Shaila, so you were a big inspiration to just come and, to basically for people to say, oh, even these kind of things we can do, is it okay? That's something new. Okay, people should be more than willing to be open for collaboration. That's also there, right? It's not everybody is open to collaboration. So in that sense, really appreciate all that you're doing, Shaila. So for you, collaboration is your the most favorite thing, I think, to do. So tell me your experience, not just experience, like how I should say that between several collaboration, not just this one, right? Between Arizona and California, what does collaboration mean to you, right? And why it is important for an artist to collaborate?
Okay, so thanks a lot, Ramya. And first of all, thank you, because I know this was our vision of before Navaratri started. We all wanted to have a watch party together. So I don't think I've actually sat down and watched the entire thing in YouTube. So this was a really good time where it was just 10 minutes where, so thanks a lot. And, kudos to Aisha. Everything goes to Aisha. Now, the reason why we're saying this is because whenever you start a collaboration, what I've learned from this whole thing is you need to have a leader. The leader, as long as he or she has a very clear understanding of what needs to happen and what needs to go, then everything just falls into place. And whoever is saying yes, be fully committed, trust what the leader is doing, and just follow directions. So I think that is something that I have learned from the collabs, and I've had the opportunity of collaborating since 2007 with Akila when she was in Portland and everything. And then when she moved to California, that's how I got to meet all these beautiful dancers. It was all, thanks to her and everything.
I think
So,
that was right before the COVID pandemic hit, right?
so yeah, in 2020, that's when me and Akila, we did a show together in Bay Area. That was the time that I was able to go to Bay Area and actually dance. So that's when I connected with all these beautiful people and everything. And then COVID hit. COVID hit. One thing, what happened was Akila had come to Phoenix and we did a small little collab together at the Mahaganapati temple, and then COVID hit. And then this whole thing about collaboration, about having all these everything was going on Insta and Facebook and and all those stuff. So like Aishwarya had said, and like many of them said, everyone is going up and down, up and down. So this collab came at a really nice time, Navaratri, where everyone I think needed to have that kind of like, okay, let's do something for the sake of art. Let's do something. We're just sick and tired of just staying at home doing work, looking at the thing. We needed someone to actually come and break the routine. And the person who broke the routine was Aishwarya. So what started off as a conversation in my closet between me, Akila, and Aishwarya, where Aishwarya said, hey, Edana Panla, let's do something for Navaratri. Ended up with a 9 tile. Like she knew what the ending, she knew what her starting was, she knew what the ending was, and she said, I needed to have 9 tiles at that. So it was amazing, because within 2 days, she had given a WhatsApp to all these people, and not even a single question was asked. Everyone said yes, 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 yes. And Aishwarya clearly had, okay, this shlokam you do, this shlokam you do, this shlokam you do. And then while I was having a conversation with her, we said, okay, let's get musicians to do it so that we can use that audio for our own purposes and everything. And we gave Akila the responsibility of talking to all these. I'm not going to call them youth artists; they are musicians. So age is not a barrier for arts and everything. These are
I like it. Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely.
musicians. And so she had that responsibility. All of our responsibility was, okay, you choreograph your paragraph and you make sure that you record it, and everything was very clear. Black background, you're going to do this, everything was just clear. So all we had to do was to follow. Now another thing that actually came was the last swaram that you saw was composed and by all these 3 musicians. So they composed it. And what happened was Ranjini sang it separately, Santosh played Mridangam separately, Skanda added the flute. So all those editing also was done by Aishwarya and Ravi Anna, who had all the tools to do it. So we had to come for a very quick 30-minute session. Okay, who was going to do what? Who was going to turn where? Bay Area dances, this, that, this, and everything was through WhatsApp, and we did it. So one thing that I realized about collaboration is trust your leader and just follow the instructions. Follow whatever instructions that you have given, and everything will fall into place. It's just amazing how people across the states, we were able to do something. And yes, Tanya, when we gave the videos, it was like, okay, will this look good? But putting it together and editing it, of course, that requires a totally different thing, and all those stuff. Yeah, completely different thing. And while I was seeing this YouTube video, so many things were going in my mind, like the choreography session, and how we were given so many videos of on WhatsApp. Bay Area dancers, make sure you're facing the right wall. Phoenix dancers, you facing the left wall, and all those stuff. Now, apart from that, we had another WhatsApp group with all these musicians and all these folks who are in different levels of college. Not even a question asked, one try, and that's it. They gave the audio. So the audio came faster than what the choreography was and all those stuff. So I think it was just amazing to see all these things happen just on a WhatsApp. It was just a WhatsApp thing. And what I really am grateful for is there wasn't any questions asked. No one asked any question why we are doing it, how we are doing it, either why. No questions was asked. We just followed the leader. And that was something that I noticed from Life of Pi to the other collaborations that I had with all the no questions asked. Okay, fine, you do it. Yes, no. Once you're yes, you're committed. So even if you have to, you want to make sure that you do it so that it comes out well. So that's what So that's my expectation of collaboration. And, literally this is amazing to see it like this. Like I said, right, we've seen it in bits and pieces and all the stuff, but to see it coming together again and, with all these ladies and everything, and it was awesome. Awesome. It was really good.
I'm very happy, Shaila, that first thing is you kind of shared those very important concept that you should not have the ego. Collaboration means you kind of lower your ego and trust the leader, and I think that is very much comes natural to a more senior dancers who have done a lot of collaboration. It's not something very that naturally come. It's not a natural instinct. So these are all like mature. That shows the maturity of everybody here in this group, I think. And Shaila has believes in this quote that art is greater than the self, and this is what usually the artists have, that inner longing to give happiness to others, right? It doesn't mean that probably performing in art itself gives happiness, but more than that, they are more happy to see that the others are deriving some happiness and positive energy out of this entire collaboration. And that's why everybody in spite of their busy schedule, even if it's they are just standing and dancing in between the four walls, they don't mind doing that. That's a general psychology of an artist. And thanks.
One thing I want to mention is also Gauri. She gave birth to a beautiful baby in June. So when we had asked her for this collaboration, she immediately said yes. And she came, and she has a set time and all this stuff. So it was so nice to see her after 2.5 years in my house. And it was just 1 hour she had. She literally just had 1 hour. And what happened was, we finished my part, we finished her part, we even took some things together and all those stuff. And it was really nice. It was a really nice time to actually see Gauri, who just lives about 10 minutes away, and we hardly see each other, or we haven't seen each other at all. And I think that was the same thing for the Bay Area also. They went there, they had a party at Akila's house. So everyone who's got Instagram, you can go and check it out and all those stuff. So it was really nice. It really felt, it was very happy moment. Although it was short, especially for me and Gauri, it was a short and happy moment.
It's like really a dance date, right? Like a play date. It's a dance date.
It was a dance date.
Yeah, we both were very excited to dance with each other. That was the end. I remember.
I know.
Yes.
And the thing is, and Gauri, it's like, she was like, I have to go. But okay, let's do this and everything. So, when we're talking about, time management was a big thing that we actually did.
Definitely. So for people to know, Shaila is a teacher and a performer. And she has her own school of dance. She's the founder of the Nrityalaya Aesthetic Society from Arizona. And she has performed in Singapore, India, and throughout the world. And she has organized many workshops and concerts in Arizona. In fact, one of the first dance workshop for Yada was through Shaila. And Shaila, we also had a plan or a project to have the youth musicians come up with a like a music project for which for the dance numbers, so that it can be used for many like the basic Alaripu, Jatishwarams, and also that many dance students can take advantage of it. And it is kind of proprietary as well, that we give it off to all the learners of the classical Bharatanatyam dance. So I think this is a very good extension. So thanks Shaila for being that, and she's always a student of art, and she continues to learn from Srimati Neeraja Ramani from Canada, and Shri Shyamjit Kiran and Srimati Viraja Shyamjit. So thanks so much, Shaila, for that. I wanted to kind of switch the gear to Srimati Akila Rao. Hi, Akila. I have seen your dance performances through Shaila, in fact, through the, and also your son also dancing, because having son understand the value of a dance form, a classical dance form, it's quite a bit of challenge. So, and I see that he's kind of shaping up very nicely. So, congratulations for that. And Akila, I wanted to ask one question. I just wanted to know, there are so many, you all would have done a lot of WhatsApp collaborations to a lot of decision points that Shaila was talking about, right? So could you share that? I know would have been a very exciting ride itself, but could you share some of the aha moments, or some funny things, or something that you want to share, when you were talking or deciding about the costume or lighting or backdrop, or this audio collaboration, right? If you want to share something about how you even went about doing this audio collaboration.
Thank you, Ramya. I think I'll start off by saying thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. And I think, like everybody is alluded to the fact that without Shaila and Aishu's, collaborative thought process and bringing everybody together, I don't think this would have been possible at all. And they've been, it's been a journey, and we were talking about a watch party, and thank you for this opportunity for making it possible for us to just sit down and enjoy and watch it all come together. I think one thing I do have to give a big kudos to, the musicians with their busy schedule. The all three of them, you know, Ranjini is in and Santosh are in college, had exams going on. They were up till like 11, 12 in the morning. They would finish their work, and then she would text me and say, Auntie, I'll send the recording at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm like, no, please don't do that. I can, we can work through it in the morning. Don't worry about it. And things like that. They were so enthusiastic to work with us, and even small tweaks, like they would send the music, and then Aishu and Shaila and I will just listen to it and like, oh, okay, the wordings are not right, and they're all the here, born and brought up here, but their language, and it's so beautifully, the words and everything that the spashtam of the each of the words that came out was so beautifully done.
Yes.
And there was still some minor things, and they would come back and they'll re-record it, and they were not getting irritated, and they're willing to work. And I have to give a big kudos to Skanda, because he's my nephew, yes. But literally, we were just talking about doing something. We needed some, we had the music and the mridangam. It was just by that, just that was beautiful, but we needed something that was kind of missing. So we kept talking about, like, should we add some instrument? And promptly, like, Shaila was like, maybe we should talk to, can you ask Kanda? And I literally called him the night before. At 10 o'clock, I texted him. I said, I need to talk to you in the morning. And I called him at 10 in the morning, and by 1, so I should not even a day, literally, right? Like, so by 1, he had composed the interludes between everything, put everything together, packaged it with the original music, and then he sent it. And then we had some balancing, and he was like, no problem, Mate, I'll do it again. And just the fact that they were able to just come in and be so open to the collaboration effort. And I think lot of the effort that we put in made it, the music made it so much easier for us. So we just had it, on a platter, and Aishu did all the background, like, okay, this is what we have to do for the Aradi. This is what, I mean, she had laid it out, so beautifully, and the music came together so beautifully. So it was really, for us, all we needed to do was just choreograph a verse, which was, that's, I
Awesome.
think, everybody has alluded to it, as we needed the trust in what Aishu's thought process was. And I'll tell you a funny thing that happened. And we were putting she had a vision, right? Aishu was like, we have to start off like this. And so in the middle of the night, we got like the first deepam that comes in the first scene.
That was so beautiful. Yeah.
Like in the middle of the night, we're like, okay, let's do it. And she literally came home like so late in the night, and we're like, okay, we need the incense and the light, and how it would, like, we needed to be dark, turned off all the lights, and we were having so much fun at it, and really enjoyed the vision. I think the vision she had of this is how I want it to look, right? And that is just amazing, because the vision and how the music needs to come, and then when we finish off, Kasi would come first. I mean, just that whole idea of how she wanted it to look, and the music, and everything came so beautifully. I think you
Yeah, I
need
was
that.
about to ask you guys have some kind of a dark room because it was like perfect dark.
So
Yes,
I just
Aisha.
want to add over here that all our recordings, except for Sudha, because Sudha lives really far away, she lives in San Ramon. But all our recordings, Kasi and myself, Vaishali and Akila, we did it in Akila's house. And
Oh, wow.
did it again. This was over one night, like 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the night. I think we are the late birds that you can safely call us. And Akila is one of the most gracious hosts ever. Like her entire family, like her husband, her kids, they're all like such real sweethearts. Like 12 maniki, we were sitting and going dang dang in her room, and and that incense. I just want to add one thing. So we had more
Okay.
smoke. Like, I knew
There's
that.
more to it.
So the smoke is coming, and the whole house is like filled with smoke, and the kids are woken up, and they're like, what is happening over here? At 12 in the midnight. The next day is school.
Wow. Wow. That's the power of artist with passion, right? It's like, so I'm so glad I asked this, aha moment and funny moment. Thanks for sharing, Akila. It's I didn't expect this story will come out of it. So nice. And Akila is a senior project manager at Stanford Hospitals and Clinics, and she lives in Cupertino, California. And she is teaching students of all ages, right? And she continues to learn from Srimati Viraja and Sri Shyamjit, great teachers. Even they were the first ones to do a like a home what is it, like a recital or a home concert basically, and that's also initiated by Shaila. So many things, right? If I remember, this last 2 years been going really out of the way. So we are very lucky to have all those beautiful collaborations. And thanks, Akila, for all that insight. And I wanted to, before I go to Skanda, I know you said like how dedicated they are, and I can see that Skanda is here in spite of this time difference. He's still there, and really thank you, Skanda. I'm really impressed, and I want to ask. Talk to you a little bit at the end for a reason. Okay, so I want to shift gears to Gauri. Gauri, a really commendable job, because I talked about Rajita, how she returned back when her baby was 2 months, and you are kind of showing it as a live demo or a live example. Really, I don't know how we are doing it. Resuming all the classes. Share something that that are like challenges as a new mom, and what really drives you to come and be part of this collaboration.
So I think the first time when Aishwarya asked me that would you like to, I said yes, because I want to get back to dance. That was my thing, and I was like, this is giving me like, I think, a challenge that I can now be in front, because that's always a challenge for new moms, to be physically fit and be able to do it. And with Shaila being there by my side to push me, to encourage me, she like, we'll get it done. You just come. So I think I was like a silent partner. I said, okay, I'm just going to be quiet because I don't know what is happening. My days and nights are usually crazy. So I just blindly, I said, I'm going to focus on what I'm supposed to do. I will do that. And I think I just I left everything to Aishwarya. And I think everyone is saying the same thing, but I would like to again stress out that I think she had a clear vision and we all went by it. So that was something easy for all artists to just go through the flow. and see the results, which has come really beautiful. So with all that, I was just excited to be a part of this event. And thank you, Aishwarya, for making me a part, as well as Yada for inviting us. Thank you.
Wow, that's so beautiful, Gauri. And as a mother, how did you feel coming back? And yeah, because it takes a lot of overcoming that inertia, that first step. Although you were a dance teacher and you've been doing a lot of students programs and everything, still that first, is this your first program?
This was my first
Okay.
officially to be online
Okay.
after the baby, for sure. Yeah.
Wow, hearty congratulations for that.
I was happy that we don't have to wear the actual dance costume and actually wrap ourselves in a sari. That was much, much more convenient.
You were looking awesome and radiant. So, Gauri is a performing artist, teacher, and choreographer in the field of Bharatanatyam. And she is the senior most disciple of Guru Sri Deepak uh, Marumdar and mentoring under Srimati Rama Vaidyanathan. And she is the founder and director of the SNDA Chandler, Arizona. The dance school name is the SNDA. So she thinks that dance is a form of meditation to her, and she enjoys her spiritual life through her dance. So thanks, Gauri, for that beautiful, inspiring talk. I think.
Thank you.
Yeah, and what I like about Gauri is she's as much she's a teacher, she's a performer as well. She inspires with lot of practice videos, and she keeps a lot of people motivated. So yeah, keep doing that good work. Yeah. So, okay, I'm going to come to my favorite part of this episode, which is to talk to Skanda. Skanda, I heard all the good things from Akila, and I wanted to hear from you as to when you came to know about this particular collaboration, asked to provide the flute support for the music rendition, what was your thought process? How did you embrace it? Was it your parents' push, or you yourself came and said, "Yes, I'm doing that"?
Like Akilata was saying, she reached out to me. I'm not exactly sure. I think she reached out to me the night before, and then we talked about it in the morning or something like that. And then, so I came a little bit late to the collaboration. All the music was done. Everything had already been composed by Ranjani and Santosh. So that it was just a fun experience of just trying to put everything together. Just adding ideas to what already existed, taking note of how many algorithms are left, and just trying to add space, looking how much space is left for alapanas or any interludes or anything like that. And it's always fun to play off of musicians that have a good sense of bhavam and talam, because that gives you a lot of freedom. You don't have to adjust for anything or anything like that. It's just, matching that energy and keeping that in mind. So it's really nice to see everything come together after all that, and to connect with a different community of musicians and dancers like that.
Awesome. Great, Skanda. And Skanda, we want to adopt you into the Yada family. There is, Margari Yuva Utsavam coming up, and I'll send you the details. If you are interested, we'd like to invite you for, performing as a Vadya Seva. So Skanda is a vocalist too and a flautist, and he hails from the family of musicians, and being trained by his mother, Dr. Srimati Bhavani Prakash. And currently, you're taking advanced flute lessons from Sri Shashank Subramaniam, and is also a performer in many solo concerts. And he recently completed the bachelor's degree in physics at the Rutgers University, and is working as an experimental researcher. Yeah. So hearty congratulations on your graduation. And there are a lot more collaborations we can do, because Yada has, brought together a cream of beautiful, talented musicians in the valley. And I want to take this moment to showcase one of in the auspicious presence of all these valley dancers. The Yada has come up with a youth collaboration project for a dance production, Valli Kalyanam, through one of the dance teacher from our local Arizona Valley, Srimati Archana Sridharan. And if you don't mind, I take immense pride in showcasing that promo video in front of Skanda and all other teachers of this valley. So give me just one.
வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு ஹரஹரோகரா. வெற்றிவேல் முருகனுக்கு ஹரஹரோகரா.
Thank you so much for being in that esteemed panel, and I'm so happy to launch this Yada Carnatic Orchestra. Skanda, really a privilege to have you here, being the youth representation. As you can see, this is our Yada crew, and welcome all the musician and Skanda for this being to have many more future collaborations with the Yada community. And I need people like in a collaborative mindset, like Aishwarya, Vaishali, Akila, Shaila, Gauri, Rajita, to be part of this, and see how we can bring these artists, youth artists across cross state borders, right? So I hope you all enjoyed this collaboration. I'll post things, and please, we are always there to reach out for any kind of collaboration ideas. And I ditto all the sentiments that Akila and Skanda shared with my youth artist as well, how they all came together for coming up with this beautiful project. It is it's close to a 50-minute production, and these kids have kind of got learnt all the music and the associated audio. Everything came together in a span of 6 months. So I'd like to, in this opportunity, I'd also like to thank the dance guru, Srimati Archana Sridharan, from the Bharatakshetra, founder of Bharatakshetra School of Dance, for this opportunity. So with that being said, I'm so happy how, the
So
sometimes
Ramya, just before we end, we had also two other dancers who are also part of this production. One is Sudha Krishnan and Kasi. I'm not sure if Kasi is still on the Zoom.
So I think Kasi had some tech issue, and her her laptop, I think got dead on her. So she just
Okay.
sent me a message, but I don't know whether she's able to join. But I do want, thank you, Shaila, for bringing that in. I do want to share that both of them have been immensely supportive in this process as well. Khasiat, as you know, has just migrated from different parts of the world and now is residing in the Bay Area. So it was very imperative for us to welcome her to the Bay Area, using this as a platform for her to be in this collaborative space.
That's amazing. Yeah, I read her the bio and was very impressed that from Kazakhstan she's coming here. So awesome.
Yeah, she has also been, she's an avid travel. I mean, she's traveled almost over 35 countries, performing worldwide with Rama Vidyanathanaka and the troupe as well. But as an independent artist herself, she is also an entrepreneur, and she has her own line of cosmetics that she started called Art by Dignity. And it has been an absolute pleasure to work with a very young, non-mom dancer who is still very malleable and very collaborative, and has a very good hold on rhythms and like what to do. Like, it's just to give you a thing, Ramya, all this happened within a span of 2 weeks. We literally, we have like the time span for this was around 2.5 weeks, and from conception to delivery.
Wow.
We are very grateful that we had her as one of our like a youth. I mean, she probably is a youth in comparison to us, but right now, so we are happy that she could join us in this collaboration and still be contribute so much to this beauty of the Rajrajeshwari Ashtakam.
Yes.
And we wish
Sudha is the
Sudha
same
Krishnan
way.
is another. Sorry, are
Yeah,
you talking about Sudha?
Yeah, are you telling
Go
about?
ahead.
No, I mean, Sudha is, she's a multi-talented artist in the Bay Area. She's actually, been here much longer than a lot of, at least for me. And I think she's collaborated with a lot of different artists in the Bay Area. And I've known Sudha through, that was my first collaboration with Sudha when I came to the Bay Area. And, she's also another wonderful collaborator. We did, a lot of environment, related program. And I was able to, collaborate with her for a program in Stanford. And she's always open to, joining and with her schedule, she has, kids working on college apps, and her daughter is going through Arangetam, but she was like, no matter what, I want to come together, and this is something that is dear to my heart. And dance is something that we all want to pursue it even in our sleep. So she's another wonderful collaborator. And I think if Aisha would join with me and saying that with all her busy schedule, even though she couldn't come, she was like, I'll just record my piece, I'll send it, I hope you understand. And wasn't sure.
Absolutely. I think she was the most prepared out of this lot, I can tell you. Like, she had like 2 rehearsals for it, and she sent me videos of the pre-rehearsal thing. Is this right? Am I getting it right? And honestly, I was not ready.
Yeah, sometimes it's that we take inspiration from others, and then that will keep us going forward.
Absolutely. So Sudha she has a very beautiful studio which she had graciously offered. It's just that due to distance, we all decided that we will keep it to South Bay and things like that. But Sudha is a tremendous artist and beautiful human, like extremely kind and very, 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 very dedicated to this art form. And like I was mentioning earlier, I think we all came with this mind space that we are all here for a greater purpose, not for us, not for each of us. It's more for the art itself, and more as a devotion to the goddess. That is the final say that I had to, and I'm just grateful to all of them over here. Thank you all so much for trusting in my crazy vision. I had no idea what I was thinking, but I'm so glad that you all went with it. Thank you so much. And thanks.
Aishwarya,
Thank you, Aishwarya. I was thinking I missed some basic question, and that's how long it took. So thanks for covering that. And I think it is the beginning of this. Is you just did a test run, right? It's the beginning of lot more collaborations. So yeah,
And
thank you so much. Yeah.
Ramya, if I may also suggest something. So we do have Skanda, and like we mentioned, there are two more musicians. I think it will be a great discussion session if all three of them with the Yada youth artists that you
I
have
think
presented.
yes.
I
Yeah.
think there is a lot of things that we can exchange with each other, that we can talk, that they can talk with each other, and all those stuff. Because Skanda, Ranjani, and Santosh, they have actually played for both kacheris as well as for dance kacheris, and they can come with their tool sets. And then our Arizona Carnatic, team can come with their tool sets, and that can be an opening for so many, existing musicians. Like in the Bay Area, we have Asha Ramesh, and we have Snigdha Venkatramani. Here we have Sheila, Sudhakar, Vasudha Papu, and Vidya Mauli, and so many people. So to get the next set of generation, maybe this is what if Yada can provide that platform, I think that would be great, and we can hear more from Skanda and Santosh as well as Ranjani, because they come from with a lot of musical knowledge, and as well as our Arizona youth with their musical knowledge. I think that will be another session that you already have. We are already presenting it to you, so you just need to schedule it with their schedules and all those stuff. So this is
This is
humble
why I need
request from the
Shaila here.
so this is a humble request from the RRA family on behalf of all. I think this is the next generation, so we have to accept it. We are still youths, okay? We are still youths. We will still dance and everything, but this is the next generation which can bring it forward. And
I think that's a very, very valid point, and that's how Shaila always gives that what's next to Yada. So thanks, Shaila, for that. We will have a dedicated session with Ranjani and Ravi Anna. I know through Ranjani Akka, my guru, Ranjani Ganeshan Ramesh, and through the Anandotsav, and Santosh and Ranjani have performed there as well, along with their father. So we'll connect with them and Skanda with the youth orchestra from Yada, and we'll have a much more youth-driven discussions from them. So thanks one and all. I think it has been such a beautiful time just to see all these artists on the one same screen. I wish to take one selfie picture for all those who are here. I think I'm missing Gauri. I don't know if I missed taking a picture when she's here. Gauri, if you can come on video if possible. Otherwise, I cannot let go of all of you without a picture. So, think. Okay, I don't think Gauri is there. So we need to do photoshopping later, at later point in time. Okay, thanks one and all. On a count of 3, 1, 2, and 3. Thanks everybody on a Sunday beautiful evening to share this time with all of you. As I said, I welcome wholeheartedly to this Yada platform, each and every one of you. Yada is not for Arizona, it's for the entire USA. So lot more collaborations. And if you need any music support or anything, an extended support, always reach out to us. And now that Skanda, Ranjani and Santosh are part of Yada family anyways. So yeah, thank you so much, and look forward for the Margari Yuva Utsavam, which is starting. It's going to be like a 4-hour on Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the 4 weekends. So I'll send you all the details. So please help spread the word. Thanks once again, everyone. Yeah.
thank you so much, Ramya.
Thank you, Ramya.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good Sunday. Thanks,
Yes,
Kanda.
have a good year,
Thanks,
all of you.
Kanda.
Have a wonderful year. May 2022 be
Yeah.
rocking for all of you. Have a wonderful holiday
Thank
season.
you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.